it's so intense and it feels crazy, and then you pull it off and everyone's super bonded and you lose your mind for a bit, and then you can't feel that level of intensity with the regular day that goes on, the challenges of the regular day. This is like that for a servant for me. I don't know how I did 20 hours of material while I was making movies.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Movie Podcast. My name is Shahbaz, and of course, I am joined here by my servant. I'm sorry, no, I meant my serpent. No, my best friend, Daniel. Daniel, sorry, that took a lot of tries, but I think I finally got it with that. Daniel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I would have accepted either or. You
Oh,
know what I mean? I'd
which one?
servant,
I gave you three though.
best friend. Let's do best friend.
Okay,
Let's do
okay,
best friend.
all right.
Well, I'm content with best friend. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you very much, and I hope you are also doing as great as I am right now.
I'm doing as well as you are. I checked the app and it said Daniel's doing
Mhm.
pretty great. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I gotta match his energy. So here I am.
All services are performing normally,
Yeah,
so that's good.
His iCloud is down though for some reason, but everything else seems to be okay. But yeah, how are you doing today, man? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. Honestly, here we are. We are in 2023. We are
Mhm.
starting off the new year, and we are just going full force. It's like pedal to the floor. We're back from the holidays, and then were we really even off? And it's like, here we are again. Let's have some incredible special guests on the show.
We're having some incredible special guests on this show. Of course, if you've read the title of this episode, spoiler alert, you already know what's about to be coming soon. But if for some reason, like most of our listeners, you wear a blindfold before you hit play, you have no idea what's about to come, and I promise you, it's worth the wait. It's worth the banter we're about to do before we get into it.
Definitely.
Every year we say that, or every special episode we say that this is like the biggest group of people we've had. Like, oh my god, I can't believe we got these people, and then we
Right.
seem to one up that every single time. The people that we talk today are again people that we look up to. We've been watching them for years, literally since we were children. For some of these
Yep.
people, and the opportunity to even talk to them and just kind of converse about things that we love and things that they get to do, it never ceases to amaze me. And I'm glad that you and I both got the chance to do this last year. So the people that you will be hearing in a few minutes, though, are the 2022 versions. So if we don't sound as fluid and as amazing as we do right now, we were probably a little rustier in 2022, I'd say, compared to now.
Yeah, we were literally is at the end of the year. It was during the week where we had like I think 18 interviews in 1 week to end the year off.
Yeah.
So we're just like, you know what? The gas in the tank is getting a little low.
It was getting a little dry.
No, but it was getting a little dry. But again, like we keep teasing and we keep dancing around it. Who's on the show? We don't know.
We pulled
But
through though.
We do. We always and it was such a fun time. And honestly, I think it's one of those things that it's still so surreal when you see the names here on this episode. I'm like, wow, that's our show, and they are special guests on this show that we've created all these years ago now. So it's
Crazy.
pretty amazing.
So let me quickly, I'm just gonna quickly say who we have on this show today, because it's a great group of people. It's some of the finest people that are working today. Some amazing people. Some people that I'm gonna keep delaying the inevitable of saying their name.
Keep calling them people, man. That's good. It's good. I like that. Special guest people on the movie
special
podcast.
guests. These amazing people though. They're people though. They're human beings.
Yes, they are, as far as I can tell.
Oh, okay. Well,
You never know.
You never know.
One of them, it could be a twist.
One of them
You never
could
know.
be an ape. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Dawn
do.
of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know. That was kind of bad. But the people we're talking to today are, of course, NELL TIGER Free, Rupert Grint, Toby Kebbell, and of course M. Night Shyamalan. And why are we talking to all these people? Well, it's because they're part of Servant, which is an Apple TV Plus series, and it's on its final season, its fourth season, that'll be coming out January 13th on Apple TV Plus. Apple TV Plus is one of those services that, Daniel, you and I we gush about all the time, because while they may not have quantity, which is, again, it's not a bad thing, the quality in everything that they bring is always phenomenal.
It's funny that we keep saying, we kind of go back to, the quantity isn't there yet, but okay, when you look at now the quantity of amazing shows, it's
I guess you're right.
Off the bat, I could name like 10 Apple TV Plus shows that people need to go check out because they're all
with movies as well.
such high quality. So and movies as well. So it's like it's amazing seeing the quality of shows and films on the platform, and there's more to come this month that we are so excited to talk
Wait,
about.
I think you're teasing a little bit here.
I'm teasing just a little bit, just a small little tease, But yeah. I mean, what more can we say about Apple TV Plus? We love working with them. We love the shows that are coming out on the platform. It is such a great value for your money, and to get the shows that you are getting, forget about it.
And you know what's great about Apple TV Plus is they always have these amazing deals that are coming out every once in a while that buy a pair of chapsticks and all of a sudden you get a free year of Apple TV Plus. Like you'll go to like Shoppers Drug Mart or a CVS. You just got to stand in line and think someone just gives you Apple TV Plus. The amount of times I've had free like Apple TV Plus codes offered somewhere online, it's insane. Like it is a service that you need to have because it's so good.
It is. It really is.
Before we get to some announcements, Daniel, I just want to remind our listeners, and you know what? If you're new here, first of all, welcome. Hello. This is 2023. This is the Movie Podcast. And of course, we drop episodes every single Monday. And throughout the week, we'll have these little interviews, these little reviews that are not so little anymore. I'd say they're gigantic. They start off small, but now they're so big that sometimes our main episodes are like, we got to take a break. You guys do your thing for the week, and then we'll come back next week or something.
Exactly.
And you can follow us at the Movie Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd, and of course, you can follow us on any other social media platform as well. 2022 was the year that I said we'll have a MySpace up and ready, and unfortunately, I don't think we are going to. So if you were holding out on it, this is the official announcement. MySpace is dead. I don't know if you had the app installed on your phone or on your BlackBerry, but it's time to uninstall it because I don't think that's going to happen. I tried using it, man. Not a fan.
Try bringing it back, but we're not even that powerful to do that.
No, we're not even that powerful. No. And who knows who has that power. And of course, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. If you are, in love with who we are, then why not look at us as well? Because I think we're some fine gentlemen. Anthony's not here today, but I'm sure that he's also a looker. Watch us on YouTube. We look great. Our studios look phenomenal. Or my room in this situation looks great. We're having a great time. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars on Spotify. It just means the world to us. And if you want to leave a comment, I would love that because we love to read out the comments. If you want to write into our show, it's hello@TheMoviePodcast.ca. If you want to send some mail to Daniel, can you just give out your address one more time real quick?
Yeah, it's P.O. Box, postal code.
It's ho.
Yeah. Lovely. That's been our running joke for like forever. But also Discord, join the Discord.
Yeah.
We're having some great conversations in there,
Absolutely. We're having some great conversations in Discord. We ask a question of the week, but we have a great community on there. So if you're from the community on Discord, I just want to say we love you, like with a capital L and a lowercase o and a capital V and a number 3.
So it's like a serial killer way of
it's like the ransom letter. No, it's like Megan, Speaking of Megan, we just had Spotify, shout us out. And Daniel, speaking of which, that's part of the announcements. So let me give that over to you.
How dare you, Shay? Yeah, Spotify did shout us out for our Megan review. Thank you to our friends at Spotify Podcast for doing that. It's always lovely when we see something like that happen. Also, our review of The Last of Us is out now. That is the HBO series.
God.
And we are joined by our friend Brad Shankar of Mobile Syrup, who we've been wanting to work with forever. So we finally were able to partner with him and talk about The Last of Us HBO. So you could hear all about our thoughts on that show on a previous episode this week. So go check that out. Also, later this month, like I said, we have a lot more interviews and reviews coming your way. So stay tuned for all of that and more. More interviews, more reviews. It's fun. And we're going to be coming back with our main episode on January 16th. That is going to be our top films of 2022. So look forward to that. It's going to be a big episode. There's lots to talk about.
It's going to be a tough list, let's be honest.
It's a hard list. I was looking at the 2022 film list, and I'm like, wow, it could go either way. It could really
There's-
go either way for number
It
one.
was such a good year. We talk about it all the time. It was a great year for movies, and even better year for TV shows as well. Or
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. And speaking of TV shows, let's talk about Servant here real quick. Again, the people we're talking to are NELL TIGER free Rupert Grint. You may remember him from a small series, I believe, called Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
That was a big moment for us because Daniel, you and I are
It was.
massive Harry Potter fans.
We're big potheads. Yeah.
We're big potheads. We've
Yeah.
gone to Potfest, Wizarding World, and we've gotten high on our broomsticks. We've gone away, and it's been a lot of fun.
We've blown fire with the dragon. We've done all of that. So I'm excited to break down this interview with you afterwards.
Absolutely. And of course, Toby Kebbell, who we also love from his amazing performances in so many movies, but sometimes you don't remember or realize there are a lot of these performance capture moments that Toby has brought to us, such as Koba from the Planet of the Apes series that came out a few years ago. So definitely check that out. And somebody else that I don't know if they're a big name in the directing world, but M. Night Shyamalan. No big deal. Sixth Sense.
What was the name again? Sorry,
M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, who also has a
Wow.
film that I believe, depending on when this episode is out again, I think it just came out or it's coming out. Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin.
Is that
Knock
January
at the Cabin
13th?
is coming out February 3rd.
I lied then. It is February, so watch out for that as well.
So you know what? We're on par though.
We're on par.
We're right within the vicinity of it coming out. So.
That's amazing. That's
pretty
perfect.
amazing. Yeah.
And we're probably gonna have a review up for that as well around the time of release. But let's jump to these interviews because they were so great.
It's lovely to meet you both. My name is Daniel.
And I'm Shahbaz.
Good to see you.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good to see you too. How's your day going?
I think you're the
Pretty
first
good.
person to ask us that.
Yeah,
We've had
that's
quite a
actually
good day. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's lovely to hear. Again, thank you both so much for sharing your time with us on the movie podcast. We are such huge fans of both of you, and you are so fantastic in this series. So this is incredible. So Servant has been an incredible 4 seasons of television. Now with it coming to an end, what are you both going to miss about the show the most and your characters? And Rupert, I'd love to start with you.
Yeah, so many things. I think I feel really lucky that we've been able to do this for so long. I think early on I didn't really see this going much past. You never really know where something's going, and this was such a mysterious story. It could have kind of wrapped up in kind of 2 seasons. So it was great that we managed to do it for so long, and it's been, he's a really interesting character. I've really enjoyed all the kind of different facets of him, and I think also kind of on a personal level, kind of becoming a dad kind of midway through was added a really interesting element to everything, and
Definitely.
really helped in many ways. So yeah, I mean, but in terms of kind of missing, it's obviously going to be you.
Be me.
Kind of
That's honest.
Yeah, it's just such an intimate group of people, and it's a real family atmosphere. I think Knight really brought that. I think because obviously Ashana, his daughter, is kind of heavily involved and kind of wrote loads of episodes and directed loads of episodes. So it's always had that kind of very kind of family feel, and I'm going to miss everyone. It's very comparable to kind of my last days on Harry Potter. Really, that was the only other thing that I've been in for such a long period of time. So it feels very similar to that.
I love that. And you definitely see that. Now, how about yourself?
I mean, Ruth kind of said it. It's like everything. I think I'll miss more than anything is the people in my fantastic cast mates who are great. It's just like so rare and so lucky as well that the 4 of us actually genuinely like each other because it's such a close quarters and so intense. And if it was 4 years with anyone else, I don't know if I'd been able to do it. So I'm going to miss this a lot. And
Absolutely.
the show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, going into each new season of the show, how much of an idea do you have where the season's about to go, or do you just kind of trust the process and go along with it?
Well, yeah, we usually get like 4 episodes to begin with. And yeah, I mean, this season was no different really, but obviously this season has a lot to do. It has a lot of loose ends to tie up and a lot of questions. So yeah, I mean, honestly, we didn't get the last episode until kind of very late. So we really have no idea. And with M. Night, you just never know. You kind of
Right.
never really know where you are. So it's a very disorientating place to be. But it's very hard to kind of prepare for what's coming, but because we film it chronologically, that definitely helps. So you can kind of have this kind of clear visual kind of to the next episode. So I was very satisfied with the ending, I have to say. So
You were fantastic.
Wow.
Sublime.
You guys are so supportive. I love it.
Thank you both so much for your time. Like we said at the top of this discussion, you are both so incredible in the show. We cannot wait to see how the show wraps up. And Rupert, of course, on a personal note, Harry Potter has been a huge film series for both of us in our houses. My sister literally had her walls plastered with your face on it. So thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the years of entertainment. And again, we can't wait to see how the show wraps up. So thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Shahbaz. How you doing?
We are doing so well. We are such huge fans of yours. So this is a huge honor for us. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
First of all, how's your day going?
My day's splendid. Talking to people over and over about the same thing.
Same question.
Trying to be enthusiastic.
I got you. We'll try and keep this as lighthearted and as fun for you as possible. That's always our goal.
Thanks, gents. Thank you.
Before we dive into Servant, I just got to say, every time we see you in a film, you are always the secret sauce of what makes it amazing. You are so good in everything that you do. And Shay and I were just talking before, we're thinking of Kong, we're thinking of Planet of the Apes. There's so many films that you are just incredible in. So thank you for your years of work. We can't wait to see what you get to work on next.
Dude, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I got, by the way, I got very lucky. I've been brought into For All Mankind, which is an awesome show. It's a fantastic show. So well written. It's just a brilliant show. So yeah, that will be my next venture.
Can't wait.
We can't wait to see you in it. Servant has been an incredible 4 seasons of television. Now with it coming to an end, what are you going to miss most about the show and your character?
I'm going to miss so much. I mean, all the work I put into creating Sean's personality, but also, the time I got to spend, I cooked before. My mum's a professional, and I got so much extra one-on-one time with Drew, and me and Drew formed such a solid bond. He's the kind of dude where he's like, yo, so we gotta get a candy machine. We're gonna go. So we go get in this little Honda Civic, fly out to the middle of nowhere in Jersey and pick up this candy machine. I mean, even those experiences, and that's often the behind the scenes stuff is what we personally miss, I think, as performers. But yeah, I mean, also those scenes to perform. I love performing the cooking scenes. It's peaceful. The prep's hard. Drew's in, then he's like, yo, you can't turn that knife like that. That looks like you're just at home. You've got to always be. So Drew had this honed eye for those very fancy high-end chefs, the ones who put the extra sugar, the extra bit of zhuzh on top. So it was wonderful to have him around in a disciplinary way, but also as a buddy. It just was, rock, man. We had hard days shooting, hard work. And he was like, yo, you want to go get roast chicken? I was like, yeah, 100%. So he just was, mine and Drew's relationship, I'll miss the most, because he's my day in, day out. He's like my work husband. So it was great. It was really a pleasure.
Well, that's amazing that you got the chance to cook so many amazing things. Was there one that you were like, oh, this is now my favorite meal, I'm gonna make this all the time, even at home?
Yeah, by the way, we came up with a bunch of different recipes, because Nell was vegan at one point, and she, I think, always was being fed some form of meat, some fish, some bug, some interior of a creature. So it was always figuring out how to make it look like that thing, but it's like a Japanese pear or a dragon fruit, or it's just some strange item that Drew knew, because he's a fantastic chef, and it was all about produce for Drew, and going and finding that product. But yeah, we made a pistachio pesto, which pesto always repeated on me. I don't know about you guys, but pesto always repeats. It's so simple. It's pistachios, olive oil, salt, blitzed, and you just keep adding your olive oil until you get it like hummus. So you'll take that, it's like a paste, You boil up your pasta, dry it off, throw it in the pan hot, put your pesto in, add a little bit of the water from the boiling of the pasta, spin it in the pan, and that's it. It is so delightful. You add a little mint, a little lemon zest, and it's truly like spring in the middle of winter. It is such a delightful dish, so simple, so quick. So those dishes, those pasta dishes, I mean, same with virtually any nut, but yeah, those pasta dishes forever. I made it for my daughter, and she, like, the greatest compliment you get from my daughter right now is, just do this. So she loves it. I mean, anything I can cook that's fast right now, that's nutritious, is my goal. So yeah, things like that have stayed with me. But yeah, it's a great dish. Add a little mint to the pistachios when you blitz it. It's delightful. It's delightful.
I'm so hungry now.
I know.
I'm so hungry.
Pistachios are so good.
By the way, me all the time
now.
Toby, thank you so much for your time. You are so wonderful.
Pleasure.
We hope we get to talk
Thanks,
to you again,
guys.
and we cannot wait to see what you get to work on next.
Great show. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Take care, Toby.
You too.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. First of all, congrats on the release of this season. This is fantastic. It's been a long time coming. Servant has been an incredible 4 seasons of television, and now with it coming to an end, what are you going to miss most about the show?
It is one of those things. It's like when my daughters were in high school, they would do like a play or something, and it's so intense, and it feels crazy, and then you pull it off, and everyone's super bonded, and you lose your mind for a bit, and then you can't feel that level of intensity with the regular day that goes on, the challenges of the regular day. This is like that for a Servant for me. I don't know how I did 20 hours of material while I was making movies. And honestly, I'm telling you this, I put in every sound effect. I made every edit. It was, it was very intense, and I'm still doing it as I'm finishing it up to give it to you guys. And I know I'm going to look back and feel all kinds of positive emotions about it, of how many wonderful people I got to work with that are now still in my life. And I'm hoping like you guys are going to see movies down the road, and maybe TV shows down the road, all coming out of the people that I got to work with on this show. That's what I wanted, a community, make a community. So many things came out of it. Not only did I get to work with filmmakers from around the world, and half the directors that we worked with were women, and that wasn't an agenda. That was just honestly where my tastes went. When I saw a movie or I saw something, I was like, hey, who directed that? And it was this wonderful female voice. And I was like, ask her to come in. And then my daughters, and Ashana in particular, who got to write and direct so much. So just endless thanks to the show.
Yeah, became a real family project. That's amazing.
Yeah. Organically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And you definitely see that. We just spoke with Rupert, and Rupert said that he compared the ending of the show to how he felt when he was finishing up Harry Potter, which I think is such a huge, just testament to what that environment was like on that set and creating the show together, right?
Yeah, it was a lovely set. Like all 4 of them were very kind to each other. I mean, how about that? I mean, I would tell you, I would avoid this subject if it wasn't the truth, but they were very kind. There wasn't one moment that they weren't like a real family, and squabbling in the right way, loving each other in the right way. It was a very positive set. And, that was why it's 20 minutes from my house, the set. So and I say this to everybody, to the crew or anyone else, you can yell when I yell. That's when you can yell, and I don't yell. So then that means nobody yells, and and that's not a conducive place for when people are yelling. It's not a great place to take risks. And I wanted a huge amount of risks out of the actors and the filmmakers that were telling the stories each episode.
Do you foresee yourself telling more stories in this longer form? Obviously, you've worked in television before, but with Servant being so successful, do you see yourself returning to any future shows, or do you see yourself continuing stories in this world? The Church of the Lesser Saints. There's so many places that you could go with this show, right?
Well, interesting you say that. No, I can't tell too much, but I would say this version of it, where I was in charge of everything, is a hard one to do while I'm making movies. It was, I mean, I'm exhausted right now.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, I'm excited to talk to you guys. Right? I'm feeling very buoyant, but I am tired. You know,
Oh, for
I
sure.
barely slept last night. We did, you know, I'm when I leave you guys, I'm like, one room is knock at the cabin and another room is servant, and I'm just bouncing between the two, going, get that effect doing this, cut that thing, get that cue there. So it's very, very hard to maintain. But I would love to work in the format again. I mean, I'm actively looking for that next idea. And we've come really close a couple of times on ideas. And I've said no, simply because that particular idea was too much for me to take on. And I couldn't do it with my movies. Whereas Servant was in one house, 4 characters. It was like a play. I felt safe that I could pull that off, and I'm still looking for those kind of stories.
Thank you so much again for sharing your time with us tonight, M. Night. And, you know, we love your work, and we can't wait to see what you do with Knock at the Cabin next year. And I'd be remiss to mention if I didn't say that Unbreakable is one of my favorite movies of all time. So thank you so much for making such an amazing superhero film like that.
Oh, thank you guys. That's really, really sweet of you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great rest of your day.
We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.
And we are back. What an experience that was. Daniel, I'm so glad you got to embarrass your sister. As you seem to do a lot whenever we meet somebody that your sister absolutely loves, you start to really expose her, I think. And you could see Rupert's face being like, please stop. Like, I don't want to know too much about you.
No, you know what it is? There's 2 people on my sister's list of people who she's been in love with. Rupert Grint was somebody that she's been in love with her whole life since she was a child. And also Charlie Hunnam because of Sons of Anarchy. So to talk to both of them, weirdly talk to both of them for Apple TV projects, which is really
And
funny
within this,
too.
you know, very close time frame.
Exactly. Within about a month and a half of each other, it's pretty interesting how that happened. You know, all I need now is to somehow interview Joel and Benji Madden from Good Charlotte, and maybe they do the soundtrack for something, or
Maybe
show up in something. What movie were they in again? Didn't they? Was it like not another teen movie or something?
yeah,
They popped up
definitely all the teen films from back in the day. I'm sure they would show up in that.
they would pop up in something like that. But no, honestly, it was incredible. And I think, you know, talking to Toby Kebbell about just food, because this character in the show, you know, he's a chef. And like just hearing him talk about his process, learning these recipes, learning to cook, and, you know, having such a love for it. We could have spoken to him for another 30 minutes about food. And it was funny because that happened because when I spoke with Mary McCartney, which is also out now with If These Walls Could Sing, we also spoke about food for a good chunk as well too. So food and movies and shows, you know, they seem to go together quite well. They go very well together. But yeah, Rupert Grint, absolutely phenomenal to talk to. And M. Night Shyamalan, I mean, what can you say about M. Night? That's like, it was very surreal.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's that thing. Like you're talking to him, and then it's over, and you're like, we just spoke to
like that was
M. Night Shyamalan.
That was the guy who made like Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense and Signs and Old and Mike. We just spoke with him. Like that was crazy. And of course, Nell Tiger Free, who's so great in Servant. She has this very like haunting presence in the show, which the show really leverages. So it was also fantastic to talk to her. So what I'm still reeling in. I know it's been a few weeks now, or a month, over a month, I'd say now at this point, since we spoke to them. But wow,
we've been sitting on this for a while. Yeah, we've been sitting on this for a while, and I think going into this, and you know, I think when you look at obviously what Rupert Grint's been a part of, and for him to compare, you know, ending Servants to the ending of Harry Potter and leaving that family, I think that's pretty remarkable. It says a lot to the kind of sets and the kind of group that M. Night likes to surround himself with. So I think that was really amazing. And
absolutely,
you know, we're going into a really fun time of the year too, because, you know, beginning of the year, we tend to get a lot of horror movies. Knock at the Cabin, fingers crossed, is going to be another great Shyamalan film. We have Hogwarts Legacy, so we have that, you know, Rupert Grint Harry Potter connection as well too. So like there's such things to look forward to. So I'm so excited. And again, I can't believe we're starting off the year with such incredible interviews. And, you know, there's more coming, Shay.
There's more coming. There's still some more in the bank. I think that's what's crazy. Like we're halfway through January, and there's still stuff that we recorded last year. It's people we spoke with last year that you have no idea. You're just sitting there wearing your blindfolds, driving through traffic. Oh wait, that's not.
Traffic,
we don't promote. Well, the traffic is fine because then like they're not moving, right? So they're just got their blindfolds on. It's like wearing a really thick pair of sunglasses.
Interesting. Okay, I'll take you, Shay. Listen. As you do with everything on the show, I will follow it blindly.
Thank you.
There
Thank you so much. Again, that was a phenomenal interview that we had with them. But if you want more of the movie podcast, if you again are just listening to us for the first time and you want to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Spodcast.
Spodcast.
Damn,
Why did they
Spodcast,
call
though.
it that? Now I'm wondering, But wherever you get your podcast, you want to subscribe to us, you want to leave us a comment, leave us 5 stars, and then go through our back catalog, because I promise you there's going to be a lot of great stuff back there that you're going to absolutely love. Some phenomenal interviews that we had last year. I wish I could even take 5 minutes to name some of the phenomenal interviews, but that would take too long. And by that time, you'll have already found all of them in our list, because there's some bangers. Absolutely. If you thought this one was good and you're like, wow, I got to listen to the rest of these guys, I don't know why you sound like that. Go back, listen to all the old ones, because they're even better, I'd say, or just as good.
Oh, wow.
I don't know
Just as good.
What's not insulting,
All equally amazing.
All 5 stars, I'd say.
I would agree. I would agree with you.
And of course, you can join our Discord. We're having great conversations in there. We have spoiler rooms that we're going to be opening up now that more shows are going to be starting up again. And of course, more movies are coming out. We're going to have Scream in March. I don't know why I went all the way to March, but here we are.
You went all the way to March.
I went all the way to March. Skipped a
Ant-Man's
lot
coming
of
out.
movies. Skipped a lot of films.
We'll have a spoiler room for probably Knock at the Cabin, for The Last of Us, for lots. There's lots coming.
Last of Us definitely will have one.
Yeah.
And of course, you can follow us at The Movie Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Letterboxd, and more. And you can also subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and just listen to our voices, but also see our beautiful faces. We don't put all this moisturizer on for no reason. We only do it for the YouTube.
It's true. I'm head to toe in moisturizer right now.
Yeah, I can see it. These cameras are great.
I'm smooth.
Oh,
smooth. Yeah.
Well, that's my cue to end it. And again, a huge shout to Apple TV Plus for this amazing opportunity. We're so grateful to them. They're such great partners of ours, and we love working with them. And again, we will have more Apple TV Plus stuff coming out very, very soon. So please stay tuned for that. That was This Time with the Movie Podcast, and we'll see you next.